Real people, real talk, real issues. Welcome to the Table Podcast, a reality talk. We want to engage and see what are these things that we assume. What is this that we live a fake life? Yet we are going through. We are human, but we want to tell ourselves. Tutaiweka juu ya meza to discuss. Welcome to the Table Podcast. And so, welcome to the Table Podcast. And today I have my co-host here. And I want to introduce ourselves. But before that, my name is John. I'll be happy to engage with us even as we continue with the conversation for today. So we start from that end. She'll tell us who she is. And we continue with the conversation.
Thank you, John. Well, my name is JB, the cowgirl. I'm a music enthusiast, and thank you for having me. Thank you.
Very well. As we continue, tutakuwa tukiimba nyimbo za kusoothe our hearts. Ili tuendelee kwa sababu tuwezi kuwa na mwimbaji mwenye atuimbii kwa roho zetu. Continue.
Yes, and my name is Naomi Kinywa. I'm aspiring to be a counselor.
Oh my, hey. She's a someone of someone. Ama mjashika hiyo? Tuendelee.
Hi, I'm Nelly. A diplomat.
Very well. You can tell even from the introduction, she's a diplomat. Now. The conversation for mental health is continuing. And every day people talk about mental health. Yes, what is this mental health? But before we unfold that, Jesse, is mental health a real issue? And what do you have to tell us about that?
Well, yes, it's a real thing because every day we have life triggers that affect our awesomeness. Yeah.
Very well. So we'll unfold that. But let's now narrow down to why men and women suffer in silence. You know, people suffer, yes. And we must agree from the beginning that men suffer equally to women. But now, I don't want to talk more about that. But let's hear from Nelly. What do you think about, what's your take with women suffering in silence? First of all, do they suffer? Yes, and why? And what is your take generally? What's your take?
My take on women suffering in silence, yes. We have women who have mental issues. I will say that if we were to scale on a scale of 1 to 10,
yeah,
I will say the percentage of women who are loud, but there are others who aren't. Mm-hmm. And maybe if we're focusing on the ones that remain silent, maybe it's because they have not really found the courage to express themselves. They don't really know how to express themselves, or even they don't know if there is someone out there who can be able to understand them, and that's why maybe they decide, let me keep quiet. And also maybe if the surrounding itself, it is not a surrounding where they feel safe enough. So I feel for you to be able to express yourself, then you need to be able to be in a secure environment that you feel safe.
A safe space.
Yeah, people understand you.
Yeah, I have picked that maybe they don't know, and others they fear because they lack a safe space. But what are these factors, Naomi, that leads to women suffering? You know, when I was young, I thought women wanakuwa suffer, ama they suffer because ya watoto. Ukiwa na mtoto mtukutu, anakupea headache, ama bwana mlevi. But beyond bwana mlevi na mtoto mtukutu, are there other things that causes this suffering to the women?
Yes, and speaking from a young girl, I think one of the biggest factors that cause stress in women is self-esteem.
Yes.
And they are very much focused on to how they look and everything, their appearance and everything, and this is a very big factor.
The body shape.
Yes.
So are they trying to look for an approval from anyone? Why don't they appreciate that they were God created and appreciate that is their appearance?
Yes, we appreciate that they are God created, but even for men, they tend to say that this is more beautiful than this other one. So how do you want me to appreciate that I am God-given, I'm very much okay, and yet you're considering to choose another person over me? Then I have to look for ways to create myself a new way and look more beautiful.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real because, in fact, that goes beyond you as an individual. There's nothing you can do about the creation.
Yes.
We always say that urefu na ufupi ni ya Mungu. Size kubwa na hata hiyo kubwa na ndogo. Some people eat a lot, but they
Hiyo
don't
ni ya
become big.
chakula.
Others are fasting every day, but they're still big.
Yeah.
So there's little you can do about that, and that can cause or can trigger some signs. But Brown, what do you think? Do men suffer also? I know you are not a man, but do men suffer, and why do they suffer in silence, according to you?
Of course, they suffer. Yeah. And it depends on where they are and how people treat them. And sometimes they may suffer in silence because men are proved to be wrong. Like, well, I remember some days back, my son cried, and I was like, hey, Johnny, you need to be strong. Men don't cry. So that's the perspective of the society. Men are strong. So I don't want to see those tears. So with the masculinity that they have, they deem to keep quiet, stay strong, but they are broken inside, but they don't talk about it. Yes, yeah.
So they suffer. But I want to ask us, and thank you for now opening the conversation is continuing.
Yes.
So from any one of us, has any one of us ever suffered short term? You know, they are long term, short term, or do we have first hand information, first hand experience of suffering, and what triggered you to that, and what is your comment, what is your take on that suffering in regard to our topic today, why people suffer in suffering? Any one of us can just respond.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do have an experience. So growing up, there's a certain time I had breakouts on my skin. And so what that does to you, it lowers your self-esteem.
Appearance.
It makes you to feel like, no, you're not beautiful. In a way that if someone tells you, you know you're beautiful, you're like, hey.
Inside.
Lies.
I was trying.
Beautiful in the heart. Okay.
So it took a toll. No, it made I don't want to go to public spaces. I don't like to be seen by people, and whatever anyone could have told me, ilikuwa inaingilia hapa, inatokea hapa. When I look at myself, I'm like, no, I'm supposed to be like this, and like that.
Yes.
So how I came to overcome it, it was I decided to love on myself. I decided, if you don't love on yourself, no one will love you.
Sure.
If you don't take care of yourself, no one will take care of you. Even that skin, you need to first love yourself so that you can be able to take care of yourself, so that your skin can glow. Because one of the reasons as to why you can also get breakouts is stress. Because you start to have hormonal imbalance.
Yes.
Hormonal imbalance triggers now. What is it called? Is it watu wa medical?
What biology?
I know
Tulifanya
that
physics,
one.
Hakuna medical.
Yeah, sure.
Medical.
So it triggers you to have breakouts because of stress and all that. You look dull. So when I started loving myself, my skin started getting better, and now.
Wow.
And you
And
look
you're
beautiful.
glowing.
Wow,
Hey, you're glowing.
So she has started it well on ways of how to overcome the silence, the struggle. And one of the things we pick up from that is self-love. That you need to love yourself and confirm that you don't need anyone's approval or anyone's appreciation to become who you are. So what else can people struggling do? So what's your feeling? What's your take, Naomi and Jesse? How else can people overcome the struggle they are going through silently and come out and know these are the ways to overcome?
I think, Sean, from the question that you asked Jess about men suffering, like, do we think that men do suffer? Yes, men do suffer in silence, and one of the reasons why men do suffer is thinking that they're supposed to be the best in everything.
Oh, yes.
Financially, emotionally, you're supposed to be the best as a man, the best for your kids, the best for your wife, the best for your mom, and everything. And I think now there is a way to overcome all this, is knowing that you can't be everything. You can't have everything figured
cannot be a
out.
model.
And just know that even though the society made it feel like you're supposed to be everything as a man, know that there is someone out here who has a changed perspective. They can listen to you. You can get a good wife who can walk with you when you are financially down, when you are
Unstable.
emotionally broken and everything. Feel free to speak out. And also for men, they don't invest in friendships. You know, like for us ladies, people think that we don't suffer, but it's because we have friends that we do share with whatever we are going through, and they are able to help. So we invest in friendships a lot. You see us going for a girls out and everything. So for men, they don't invest in these friendships, and so when you're suffering, you don't have anyone to talk to about your issues and everything. So you're dying with your issues. So I think the first point is to know that you don't have to have everything figured out, and we have a changed generation. We have people that can listen to you. We have people that can understand you. We have people that can walk with you even when you are down. And again, remember that invest in friendships. Friends are there to listen to you all the time, even when things are not working. Yeah.
Wow, that you don't need to struggle to be a model.
Yes.
Nobody is perfect because only God who is perfect. The rest of us have a journey. We are all imperfect in various ways.
Yes.
And nobody should compete with you. Nobody should pressure you for any reason. Jesse, you have anything to add on how to overcome the silence?
Well, we live in a noisy environment, and we can never escape this. There are life triggers that trigger the way we live. So it's always to know that, like my colleagues have said, it's okay not to be okay in any way. And
Yes.
you really need to have people to back you up, and you really need to know who, the inner circle that you need even to share your feelings with. Because people, you may tell people and then waenda wakuanike hapo, and then they can destroy you. You are at 95% and you go to 150 distraction. So you need to know who to talk to and how to talk to them as well. And also know that God is there for you. God is the solution to everything. I always tell people, before you go to tell somebody else about your problems, it's always good to whisper to God. Like the way we are talking here, tell God, you know what? This is how I'm feeling. And sometimes we make a mistake of telling God, God, I have this problem, I need money. Can we change the perspective and start telling God, I feel vulnerable.
Yeah.
Can you know what I need? Please do it.
Yes.
Instead of telling God solutions, tell God to take the wheel.
Wow. Yes.
So, and that will help us, men and women, to stop even dealing with issues and suffering in silence. Yeah.
Wow.
First thing, God. If you feel like it's not working out, know the people you can talk to. There's psychologists, there are church people who can help you as well. So yeah, I don't think people should really die in silence.
Wow.
Actually,
Wow.
that
So-
should have been the first point.
The first point.
God.
So you pick self-love. We must not struggle to be perfect.
Yeah.
And we are living in a noisy world. But now look at the situation. We have a content creator who creates content, uploads online, and then comments come, they discourage, unatumisiwa inaitawaje, ya dislike na matusi mbaya mbaya, unajua wewe hakuna kitu
yes.
unatengenezea, find another cause.
Yeah.
You come to church and there's this body shaming, and people are struggling in politics everywhere. People are struggling with accepting who they are.
Yeah.
But also the world is so noisy, and they try to get the negative, exaggerate negative. But what then is the role of a family? What then is the role of a family? If you're a family member, how do we encourage our siblings, our family members, our relatives to continue going? What is our role as family members before we come to church, even as we conclude?
I think for a family, you're supposed first to act as an example. If I am a family, I am in your family, I'm supposed to to be vulnerable as I want you to be. If I want you to talk about your struggles and everything, first of all, I will come to you and start making you my best friend as my mom, as my dad, as my brother. I'll make you my best friend. I will open up to you so that even you open up to me. So if you are in a family, you are a brother, a sister, a mom, a daughter, anything, start by making those people your friends, bring them close, and this will greatly help them to avoid suffering in silence.
Wow. Thank you. You
Wow.
want to add something, Jesse?
Yeah. Naomi has reminded me something. Well, I'm a parent of two. And, well, I would say that every day, I always see you see people say, watoto wananga stress, awalipi bills, they're doing nothing. But I look at myself as a parent and I'm like, I need to give my kids a safe space, a safe environment where they can be vulnerable with me. I don't know if you get that.
Yeah.
Kama vile tunasema,
Yeah,
I'm vulnerable before God yes.
Yes.
So if we are able to create that safe space for our children, our family members, then every problem can be solved.
Wow.
We can die inside because we are able to share. And a problem once have shared, it's like when you share something,
It's solved.
it's solved. Yes.
Very well. Even as Nelly comes in, please mention what is also the role of the church. Maybe if you have anything to mention about the family, but as a church, how do we support people who are struggling? Like now they mentioned about creating a safe space. Is that also the role of the church? And what do you think?
Okay. So apparently the church is also known as a hospital. Because anytime you see someone working inside the church, most of the time people are broken and they need help.
Yes.
So for us as the church, one thing is to create unity amongst ourselves and to create a space where we are not just fellowshipping and having hi and then leaving, but to create a community where we can have gatherings to actually talk about our mental health. And I remember one time I was working in an NGO organization and we had this activity. The activity was we came together and then we were told to just sit in silence and then just start thinking, like, what is that trigger that anytime you remember inakutrigger vibaya sana. And now that helped us to connect in a way that now the person next to you could be able to tell you, this is what I'm really going through. Because it is not easy for someone to actually tell you their problems if they don't have any connection with you. And more so to also pray for each other. But if you pray for someone but you don't talk to them,
Awesome.
it will mombi usaidia, but we also need to come to a place where we can create a system that allows us to share, that allows us safe space in church, that allows us to grow together as a community, to help each other. Where in terms of, let me give an example of maybe finances. Finances is a big thing, and maybe you'll find people are struggling. Actually, percentage of mental health cases are things to do with
Money.
So how can we create systems that allows us to build channels where people can create finances, create money, channel money into their pockets? Maybe that will be a great idea for us to sort that part. Maybe we can do events where people just display their items. What can we do?
Yes.
Wow.
Such things.
Wow. So creating a safe space.
Yes.
But she has also mentioned about building a relationship. It starts with a connection, because you cannot just come randomly and just start speaking.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good point, that people need to create a relationship. But I want you to tell somebody out here now who is struggling, a mental issue, is going through a challenge in silence. This is not because maybe they have not found a safe space, or they don't have a relationship, they don't have somebody to talk to, or they don't know. initially you mentioned that they may not be aware of what is
Yes.
happening out there.
Yes.
So what is this one word, one thing that you would encourage somebody who is struggling out there, even as we conclude this discussion today and look forward to part 2? So what would you tell them, those who are struggling out there, both men and women? We start with Jesse.
I would say that struggle is real. Yeah, everybody is struggling, but we need to push ourselves, because no one wants to be in that situation. So we need to push ourselves. Go to, I'm not sure. Okay, maybe people who cannot afford the money for all this training about how to deal with the emotions. But there are many channels like YouTube. You can go and Google, how do I deal with I'm going through this thing, 1, 2, 3. How do I deal with it? ChatGPT is there. There is Charge, which is a safe space for every person. If you can't find a safe space at home, because most parents don't know how to deal with it, and maybe Church, there are people who can really help you, like Reverend, youth pastors, they can really help you. Yeah. So anything that you have, know that there's a solution for everything, and know how to pray for yourself. Everything is gonna be okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wow.
Yes, and for me, I'd like to say that struggle is real, just as Jess has said. And if you're struggling, know that you're close to winning. For you to win a fight, you have to fight and fight and fight and fight for you to get victory. So struggling mentally, emotionally, it is a sign that one day you are going to win in life. So keep pushing and know that you are trying to create a safe space, a safe world where we can come together and help each other move and everything. And as just said, first of everything, remember God. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling low, remember God. And the other point is that you don't have to have everything figured out in life. Actually, for you to figure out everything in life is for you to please people. You want people to be comfortable with who you are and everything. Be yourself. Figure out what you can and what you can't. Be patient with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Love yourself a bit louder than the other voices. Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing.
Okay, what I'm going to say about struggling. First, I feel like in our era, I feel like social media has really been a cause of mental health. That's in terms of comparison. When you enter Instagram or TikTok and you see someone driving a Porsche or just doing all, those luxurious life, and you're like, oh my, I'm so behind. And then you go and look at their age and they're almost the same age as you.
21 years.
What am I doing? What am I not doing? And you start comparing yourself to them. And then that's where you start having mental health problems. You start finding solutions. You start getting yourself into things you're not supposed to, so that you can actually get to that kind of life. What I'm going to say is, Jeremiah 11, where it says, for God knows the plans that he has for you, the plans to give you a hope and a future and not to destroy you.
Yes.
So he really knows your plan. He really knows. He has every written detail about your life. He has a purpose to ensure that you live good. As long as you walk with God, as long as you consult him, he will always lead you. And as long as you're in God's will, you're never late. You're actually on time. When God says it is today, it is today. And he says 1,000 years are like one day to him. So I'm going to say that those that trust in him are never going to be put to shame again. So mine is to just encourage you to continue to stay in the Lord, and that is going to strengthen you, and that you're going to overcome it, because we are winners in Christ.
Awesome.
That's beautiful.
Even as we wind up, I want to appreciate all the co-hosts here because of your contribution, your knowledge, and your sharing your experiences. My take for you is that half of, if you're going through anything, you carry the solution. In fact, half of your problems, solution is with you. So brave up and go meet somebody who can walk with you and please find somebody who is responsible. Don't just get anyone. Even if they are new people to you, get somebody responsible, like she mentioned. You can even go to a church clergy or somebody and mention to him, and he will walk with you. Secondly, the book of Philippians says, be anxious about nothing. Bother nothing. Bother not what to eat, what to put on, because the Lord provides. And I agree with them that indeed the Lord is above every situation, so it's only us to look up to him. And God uses people. Please interact with the people, go to people, and be sure you get assisted. And even us here, you can always get through us. Our contacts will be here down, and you can talk to us, and we can always work with you. Otherwise, we are glad that you took time to listen to us. And please watch out part 2, because the conversation continues. Thank you. And Jess, you'll say something?
Not really. Thank you for having us.
Naomi?
Yeah, for me, I just want to tell them that it's getting hot.
It's getting and Nelly?
Stay tuned for the